Hey guys, I'm doing an impromptu live while I'm busy trying to take care of the cats and get all the animals situated this morning with their meds and cleaning. I'll give you a few minutes to get on here. So I got here this morning and I got some bad news that the three-phase power wire that we spent over $1,000 purchasing and putting in last year so that we had adequate power. Like, we had to petition the government for it. We've got all the government documents allowing us to have three-phase power, and we pay for that. But I found out that someone has cut our three-phase power wire and replaced it with single-phase power wire. So someone has stolen our wire that supplies the shelter with power. So what this means for us is that I have been having electrician after electrician after electrician come out here to try and figure out why our AC units, why the compressors are breaking, why our refrigerators aren't getting cold, why we can't seem to keep the lights on. So the staff have been going without AC in 40+ degree weather. The animals have been going out without proper air conditioning. All because someone's a thief and someone stole our power wire. Now, this power wire, this 18 meters of it that has been cut out and replaced, lies within the boundaries of the gas company next door. So it's a secure facility. There's fences and a wall that go all the way around it. So we don't share wires with them, but we share power poles, right? The support for it. So someone at their facility, it's a guarded facility, like you have to have, good morning Tina, so you have to have permission from the gas company next door, the government gas company, to go within their borders. So someone within their borders has cut out and stolen our power wire. So this next week, we're going to go up there with all of our documentation and demand that it be fixed and that someone be held accountable for this, or we will have to go to the courts and open a criminal case for theft. We have multiple witnesses, employees and contractors that we put that wire in. I watched them deliver it. My assistant at the time stood out there for 3 days watching them put the power wire in. So we know we did it, we know we paid for it, got the receipts, but now we don't have adequate power. This place is destroying me mentally. The corruption here, the theft, the temperatures are bad enough, but dealing with people stealing from us, stealing from the dogs, stealing from you guys is more than I can handle. So I'm going to sit you down so I'm restocking the cat food that you guys sent in. That's why the little monsters behind me are screaming, just because they think I'm going to feed them. See Peanut going nuts in there, wants his wet food. You've already been fed, bud. I know the staff fed you. So, yeah, we've always got multiple maintenance issues and stuff. Lorna Smith, I haven't been following you for long, but you are doing a great job. Thank you, Lorna. So the work we do here is incredibly difficult on a good day, right? Like with temperatures reaching into the 50 degrees during the summer. We have extreme weather events that keep breaking everything. The dogs themselves have a tendency to break stuff. We've got staffing issues. How do we pay for enough staff to properly take care of the dogs? So even on a good day, things are difficult here. But then we have human stuff to deal with. We have government stuff to deal with. I'll give you guys an update on the bank account. I'm sorry if I sound a little angry. I'm like, if I'm not angry, I'm going to start crying. So some of you may know that I was recently appointed as country director for War Pause in Iraq. So what this means is that now I am the contact with the government. Everything's on me to get them done, right? To get our bank account opened, to deal with the DNGO. So it's a law that all NGOs operating here must have a bank account, which you guys have been following along with us for a long time. You know the situation with the bank account. So I go to the bank and they tell me I have to have a contract, like a signed and stamped by the Assize, which is kind of like their federal police here. So I go to a rental company to rent an office that we don't need, and they said, okay, yeah, here's your rental contract, now take it and get it stamped by the Assage. So I go to the Assage, and the guy looks at me and smiles and says, you don't have any permission to work here, and won't give me the signature for the damn contract. So without that contract, I can't open a bank account. So now I'm just kind of in limbo. Like, I've got a time limit for how much time I have to get the bank account opened, and I can't seem to get one branch of the government to just work with me here so that I can, like, we have permission to work here in this region. We are legally registered. We have gone through every step, jumped through every flaming hoop they've asked us to jump through, and then they still won't let me open a bank account. I can't get the contract for an office without going and getting 1,000 other signatures from some guy in an office that doesn't really want us here, right? They don't like the dogs. They don't care about our work here. They don't like us. Is there anything we can do to help? You guys are already doing it by tuning in, by watching, by donating, by sharing our posts. You're already doing your part. I'm getting to a point where I don't know if we have a future for War Paws in Kurdistan, in the Kurdistan region of Iraq. So I've been begging and pleading and trying to figure out a situation for us to try and get out of here and take the dogs with us. Because we're not leaving these dogs behind. No matter what we do, I'm not walking away. Luis is not walking away. War Paws is not walking away from our animals. So, sorry, there's the power going. This is what I was talking about. We're having power issues. So we may be calling on you guys in a big way here over the next few months to help us find people who are willing to dig deep to help us. We maybe get a sanctuary or something in a civilized place, somewhere where we can actually get what we need for these dogs. I really feel like I'm rambling. I'm at my wit's end. I come in here, I've got sick dogs to look after on the weekends. I've got dogs outside that need tick treatments, and instead I'm so angry and frustrated that I'm inside here talking to you guys about someone stealing from us. I admire your tenacity. Would have lost it some time ago. Yeah, Sylvia, seriously. Like, if it wasn't for the dogs, if it wasn't for the animals here, I would have walked away years ago. I never would have stayed here. Like, they don't want us here. The government have made it clear at every meeting I've had with them that we're not welcome. Just, they're letting us know that through their lack of help, through their lack of, I mean, I'm not asking for anything extraordinary. I'm literally asking for them to do their damn jobs. And they won't help us because they don't want to. Or they want me to get in my pocket and give them donors' money as bribes. And I will mix concrete with my face before I pay someone a bribe. We're not paying bribes, so we're not getting what we need here. What did they steal? Hi, Jane. They stole our 3-phase power wire. So we have single-phase and 3-phase power that comes from the government that supplies us power for part of the day, each day. And someone went in and cut the expensive thousands of dollars worth of 3-phase power wire and spliced in the cheap single-phase. The single-phase power wire is worth nothing, right? No one's using it. So they stole our power wire. Like, that's, our power keeps flickering on and off, and our compressors on our brand new AC units that you guys just paid for are getting broken because of power fluctuations constantly. So we're working without proper power. Stay strong and have a cry if it helps to release the frustration. I will be doing more crying later today, I'm sure. But for right now, I'm feeling a little angry. Not a little angry, very, very angry. And when we send our staff up with our government documents stating that we have permission to install that 3-phase power wire, and with all of our receipts for what we paid, and there's videos and photos as well, because I wasn't physically on site, so my assistant at the time sent us videos of the wires being installed. So if the company over here does not fix it, we will be opening a criminal case against them, which could take years to fix. Can you dig it in the ground? Do you have insurance? So there is no such thing as insurance here in Iraq. There is no insurance. As for digging it in the ground, all of the government power is above ground. Like we would have to get special permissions for that. But it's a good idea, and it's a good idea to ask about the insurance. But no, we're not living in a place with any type of structure, except for one of corruption and theft. This region is continuously getting worse. They're trying to make it harder for foreigners to work here, both foreign NGOs. So like they want our money and they want our investment in the region, which by the way, we're not a business. We are an NGO. Like we do nothing but bring money into Kurdistan, into the Kurdistan region of Iraq, and we're being held up at every turn. Like we're not taking any money or anything from this region. All we do is put our help and our energy and our money into this place, and they don't want us here. I'm reaching the end of my tether here. It's not a very professional look or feel for me to be rambling to you guys on here. It's the weekend, nothing's open. I can't even act on any of this stuff. So when I find information, I just have to sit on it through the weekend. And because we're short a vet and a clinic assistant, I'm having to cover the clinic on weekends, so I can't do the administrative stuff during the week that I need to be doing. Jane, how long have you been there? Me personally, I've been here 6 years in Iraq. Working for War Pause, I'm coming up on 3 years of full-time work for War Pause. And War Pause as an organization has been in Iraq officially and unofficially going over a decade, but like we were registered just a few years ago, and we took over the shelter around COVID time. Gosh, sorry, let me show you guys the dogs. Got a little puppy from the driveway in here that we're not exactly sure what's going on with the pup. It's got a cough and a bit of discharge and stuff, so we're keeping him in here. Possibly just kennel cough if we're lucky, but it could be something more severe. But so far it's eating and seems good, so we're gonna keep him in here. Show you guys Oscar. Oscar was mauled outside, which sometimes happens with the dogs out there. So he's in for the bite wounds that you can see on his hind end. He's not happy. I had to put a cone back on him because he was licking himself. But I just finished cleaning up his wounds. And then I've got to get bandages put back on him. Tired, guys. Really tired. I just don't even know what to do here anymore. And I don't think it would even be any easier if I was a local, right? Like I do speak some of the local languages, Anachi Arabi, like I speak Arabic, speak limited Kurdish, which helps, but I don't even think it would be helpful to have a local running things here, because the corruption is it's too deep here. And there's just a lot of xenophobia and racism and other stuff that's in this region that's making it hard to continue here. Sorry if I lose you guys. I'm going between the units of the clinic. Jane, so because no one lives on site, they stole it? Oh no, we have people living on site. So let me explain what happened. So we have 24-hour staff here on our shelter location. So what happens is we have a power connection at the shelter, and then it runs up to where the gas company is on the other side. I'll see if I can point you guys out the window and see if I can figure out how to turn the camera around. So, let's see. I don't know if you guys can see. Nope, you can't. Hold on 1 second. There's up over here. So you see the power wires, they're off in the distance. So our power wire runs over to here, and then it runs out to the street. They've cut it from inside there. Let me see if I can zoom in. Yeah, so you see the walls there and the fences. So our power wire is here, right? And it's inside of the fence. So that's in a secure area. So that's where our wire was cut and stolen from, was from inside of our neighbor's location. So it's not even in an area that I control. Like, it's outside of our jurisdiction there. Lorna, I would love to come over and volunteer, but I know it's impossible. I mean, it's not impossible, but it's cost prohibitive, and it's Iraq. It's difficult, and people don't really want to come in here. You know, God willing, if we can find ourselves a shelter, or not a shelter, a sanctuary location outside of Iraq, in a developed place where we can just get all of our dogs out, then we could have people come over and volunteer very easily, and spend time with our dogs. I know that's a bit of a pipe dream right now. I was going to wash my hands, but I have no water. No water in the clinic today. See that? No water coming out. We got a pipe burst on a Friday when there's no plumber to come out. So my assistant has gone out to try and find a pipe welding tool so that we can try and fix it ourselves. Let's get the funds together. Oh, sorry, it got very dark in here. Lorna, do you mean funds for a sanctuary outside of Iraq? Seriously, like I hope we can make it happen. We're gonna need some people with very deep pockets, though, if we make that happen, because we'd have to buy land. We would have to register in another country, either register the charity or register some sort of like an LLC or something. And then we would have to rent several military planes to fill and send out with the dogs. So it would be a big project, big cost. Not impossible. I've seen charities raise millions of dollars for sanctuaries in developed countries, and they were doing, half the work we're doing. So I don't think it's an impossible task. Louise is probably watching this, and I can feel the steam coming out of her freaking ears at the idea that I'm gonna pile more work on her, because that would be, a lot of this would be on Louise and me to try and get us out of here. Jane, are you the only other charity? We are the only registered foreign animal rescue organization in Iraq, in the Kurdistan region. So there is no other charity registered here that we can lean on. We have just done it with Kaysar in Kabul. Yeah, and so with Kaysar, that was an evacuation, right? Like, you're evacuating dogs out to be adopted into homes. Our dogs are mostly not available for adoption because they're shepherd breeds. But sorry, I mean, are you the only charity in your area? Yes, we are. We're the only show in town for the dogs. But so yeah, about the evacuation thing. So we would be doing something a little different if we were able to get the funds together. Again, I feel Louise watching this just like gnashing her teeth together. If we were able to get the funds together to get us out of here, we would be taking the dogs to our own sanctuary. So we would not be handing them over to anyone else, and we would be caring for them for the rest of their lives. It would require a very large facility, 25 acres or more. We would have to have on-site vets, on staff, like site volunteers, like people on a rolling continuous basis that would have to come in and help us to take care of these dogs. And we would probably have to keep this facility open, like empty, but open to do TNR and to potentially bring in more dogs to the sanctuary setting once this place was emptied out. I'm just kind of spitballing ideas and stuff with you guys here. We've got nothing concrete. I would need to get a proper proposal together. I would need to approach the Board of Trustees for War Paws and get their permission, which would require an enormous amount of information from me and from Louise. And then we would need commitments. Like, we would have to apply for grants. We would have to get an insane amount of donations. And I know people did it for Kaysar, but they're a much bigger, they've got a bigger pool of donors than we do. So, and again, we wouldn't be looking to do an evacuation. It would be something that, if we were to make that happen, it would be something that would take us months and months and months. To get the paperwork together, we'd have to blood test all of the dogs. Every dog inside the shelter would have to be blood tested, wait out their quarantine time. Then we would have to empty the shelter of dogs and then start taking our dogs from outside, our dogs, and putting them in here, blood testing that group, getting everyone ready to go. So it would be in stages. We wouldn't just be able to do it all at once. When was the wire installed? It was installed a year and a half ago, I believe. I'd have to look at our receipts. I had them pulled out today, but they're all in Kurdish. So not that long ago. Oh man, just my brain's being pulled in 1,000 directions. Like it's 11:24 and I've still got a ton of work to do. And I feel like I can't focus because I'm so raging angry. Thankfully we've got our generator up and running, so we're able to have, like, when the one phase that they spliced in kicks out, then we've got our generator to fall back on. Got Rushka in here with me, hanging out. This is one of the few ACs that's actually still working. If you guys have any questions or anything, throw them at me. I'm probably gonna have to let you guys go here pretty soon because I've got to get out there and finish checking on the dogs. I've also got to go out front and start treating the dogs for ticks because I am seeing ticks on dogs. Jane, so have you been in contact with the energy company? So it's not an energy company, it's the government supplies the power. Everything is nationalized here. We have been in contact with the gas company next door because that's how we found out our wires were cut, because we had to ask for permission to send our electrician behind their walls to follow the issue all the way out to the road to figure out why the hell we're having issues. Like we thought it was something we were doing, or that we were using too much power, or that the national power grid was struggling. And so yeah, we've been in contact with the gas company next door to get permission to go on to their location. And our electrician went on there and came back and said, hey, you've got single phase wire, and you pay for 3-phase. And I don't think I could have been any more shocked if someone spit in my face. Like, I know for a fact we put 3-phase wire in there. So what has the government said regarding the wire gone? So we haven't gone and reported it to the energy company, like to the national power company yet, because we're on the weekend right now, right? Like, so we just found this information. So we're going to go to the gas company first and see if they'll make it right. And if they don't make it right, then we will go to the national power company and file a formal complaint, which will involve me having to go to court and open a court case, a criminal case, because it's theft what was done. Someone who had access to their facility stole our wires. Lorna Smith, keep us updated and let's reach as far as we can. We can find some deep pockets. I don't have them, but lots of followers with a few dollars each, and it's doable. Yeah, so our followers, we're switching back to the idea of us getting a sanctuary somewhere. Our followers always dig deep, but we will need them to reach out to people with really deep pockets. Like, I've got an idea, in my head that's formulating of, if we could get into somewhere, to a developed region where we could easily have people come visit, we could have like a volunteerism type thing where people come in, they raise a certain amount of money, then they come in and volunteer with the dogs, and that could actually be what helps us sustain our work long term in war-torn regions. Like, we're never going to stop working in places like this. I feel like I'm condemning these dogs to a life of just burning in this place, because no matter how hard we try, we can't seem to get around the corruption issues and around the environmental issues. Like, let's say that I was able to work with the government here and get everything sorted out. We are still, Iraq it's one of the top 10 places that's going to be hit by climate change over the next few decades. We're just going to continue to get hotter and hotter and hotter here. They're anticipating that in the next 20 years there will be no drinking water here if they don't develop some sort of desalination. We've got Turkey cutting the water, for putting dams in, cutting the water to Iraq. So they've got countries surrounding us that are actually cutting off water supplies because they need the water for electricity and for agricultural purposes. So just long term, like I don't see any future for us to just set up our main shop here, you know? Which I know sounds defeatist, and it sounds like I'm just crying. Jane, yes, please complain. I pray about it to see things right. I'm not much for praying, but I'm getting to that stage where I don't really know what else to do. You work and you work and you work and you fight for things, and then it doesn't manifest, right? And as much as I would love to sort the problems of the Middle East, I don't know that there's a long-term home for us here. It's going to take decades to change the mindset of the people here, largely, to even be friendly towards dogs. Jane, do people drill for water there? Yes, they do. So we looked into a well here. There's no water going down 150 meters. It's just dry out here. So we would need government approval to dig a well, and then it's so rocky out in our area and so barren and dry that there's no guarantee that we would even hit water, and you pay per foot or per meter for the drilling. But yeah, we've been looking into a well for years because we really need well water. We need access to water, reliable access. But at this location, I don't see much hope. The gas company next door has their own well, and they had to go deeper this year because their well ran dry middle of summer. So we've got no water. People are stealing our electricity wires out from underneath us. Can't get a bank account opened. We do everything right. We have a really good solicitor here he's not cheap, by the way. Very good at what he does, but we've got a lawyer working for us, and he does what he can. But yeah, I just feel like we're hitting nothing but walls here. Money can fix all of this, but it can't fix this. Like, it can't fix the region that we're in. Sorry. I thought I was sick, and that's why I had a sore throat, but I think it actually is just from heartburn, constant heartburn from stress. So yeah, money can fix our problems, but we're going to need a lot more to get us out of here, if that's where the supporters, and that's ultimately what it comes down to. It comes down to you guys and to the trustees, like what you guys want for the future. My own personal desire is to get all of these dogs and to get them out of here, to get them out of the heat, to get them out of this dry crap. Like, we posted a video of Chance. Some of you may have seen it, living out by the garbage cans. And they're like, shame on you letting him live in the rocks, and shame on you letting him live out in the sun. That's one of 700 dogs that we have here, and he's inside right now. We had to bring him in he got a bath, which he normally does get bathed once a year. But he came in for a bath and just to have us look at a pressure sore that's developed on one of his legs, and he's miserable. Like, he's trying to chew out of the kennel and he's freaking out. So today I've got to try and figure out if he's well enough to go back outside where he's happy. Are there a lot of dogs, stray dogs here? Jane, yeah. There's, in the Kurdistan region alone, and I'm not talking the whole Kurdistan region, I'm talking just Erbil, just the city, just the governorate that we're in, there's an estimated 300,000 stray dogs here. And the government for decades, not just this government, the government all the way through Iraq has been culling dogs. They go out and they shoot all the dogs, or they poison them with strychnine. They've been doing it for decades. It doesn't frickin' work. It doesn't work. You kill the dogs and more dogs show up because you've got land borders with Syria, Turkey, Iran, Kuwait. Dogs come into the country. And when you create a vacuum, more dogs just come into the area. And all of the surrounding areas also have stray dogs. So killing the dogs does not work. We recommended to the government a TNR program, a proper TNR program, not through us, but through a reputable organization that's much, much bigger and that specializes in humane dog population control. And the government just can't seem to pull their heads out of their keisters. They want to put all of the dogs into shelters, and I use air quotes on that because where they're putting the dogs is a killing pen. They're up to 10,000 dogs in that place with no food. We're getting unconfirmed reports that almost 6,000 dogs died over the Eid holiday because they were left starving. The government wants a quick fix, and their quick fix is to round up all the dogs and dump them out of public view where they can just starve to death. Or they look to foreigners like us to fix it. Fix it. Why can't you fix it? And every solution we give them, they don't want it. They don't like it because it takes time. A TNR program would need a dog survey. It would need years of planning and preparation. And the government would have to commit to educating people to leave the dogs alone. Lorna with the sad face, yeah, like I feel like I wear that emoji these days. Making lists of things we need. We have been very lucky locally to have a few donors that have been helping us out with physical goods here, so I'm trying to focus on the positive. That people are willing to help. There are good people here, but they are outnumbered by the people that are just angry, that don't want us here, that they're angry at the dogs, they're angry at the world. This is what it's like to work in a region that's torn apart by civil conflict and by occupations and wars and other things, is that it leaves all of the people, well, most of the people, really damaged and really angry. And I understand what they're going through. Like, I deeply sympathize, but I can't sympathize with thieves, and I can't sympathize with people that would steal from charities and steal from dogs and steal from the poor. So while there are good people here, we're surrounded by people that just want to suck money out of us and want us to fix their problems when they're not willing to help us out or contribute in any meaningful way to our success here. So, I am on a live right now. Say hi. Yeah, I think I'm gonna let you guys go here. I need to go. I need to eat something first off because my blood sugar's a little low. Getting shaky. I'm getting angry. Getting frustrated. We live in we do live in a pretty rough world. But yeah, the least we can do is try and get these dogs somewhere cooler, somewhere where we're not cooking. Lorna, but we fight the good fight. We are fighting the good fight. I just wish I could spend a little less time fighting and a little more time caring for the dogs. We love your work. Thank you. Thank you guys, and thank you for continuing to support us. And thank you for letting me vent like an absolute lunatic on this live to you guys. I will be in contact with you guys. I'll give you guys updates. I love your guys' idea about a sanctuary outside of Iraq, and maybe we can make it happen. Share our posts. See if you talk to your friends, talk to your employers, talk to anyone you think you might be able to get to support an idea as crazy as us trying to move hundreds of dogs out of the Middle East. Rachel Slade, we are as behind as much as we can, breaks us to here. Yeah, I know you guys are behind us. But yeah, for right now, if you guys want to see us get these dogs out of the Middle East entirely, feel free to share our posts with people you know, with organizations you know, with anyone that might want to support that dream that you guys have for us to get them out. And if you guys can get the money together, drop the call. I will put in the work. If it's the last thing I do, I'll put it in, and I believe that Luis would probably put in the work as well, and so will all of our staff, make that dream happen for the dogs and to do right by you guys, the people that donate. Anyway, I will let you guys go now. I have a feeling I'll be expecting a call from Louise here shortly about our ideas, your ideas and our ideas for a sanctuary. Anyway, thank you guys for tuning in. Thanks for watching. Continue to share our posts, continue to donate, continue to vote for us. Thanks to you guys, we won first place on the last round of the My Giving Circle. Hi, Hater. And so, yeah, we won the first place for My Giving Circle. A new round has started, so we'll need you guys to start rallying. Once again, there's no rest for us when it comes to running this place. So start voting, start sharing, get people you know to vote and share and donate. Start sharing our idea with people, share our work. And I will be in touch later, guys. Thank you so much for joining in, and I will talk to you guys later.